This might be my first loss to this cursed wheel. The block it landed on completely threw me and left me in a confusing tailspin, and I'm convinced no one has ever used it as the main inspiration for a build. And for good reason. It's obnoxiously bright, every color it touches is loud, anything that I pull from it is going to be just as vibrant. There's nowhere to hide, no easy way out, no things that complement it to mute it. So I did the only thing I could, I sent it and I hope for the best. Stick around until the end to see if this build survives, because I genuinely don't know if it will, and you guys will have to be the arbiter of that. Now, I want to be completely transparent. This is not the first build that I've done for this block. I made a failed attempt, which I will flash on the screen right here, and it just wasn't coming together the way that I wanted it to, and after sitting with it, it wasn't a representation of what I wanted this series and the builds in it to be. So this is Mark II, my second attempt at this really grueling block. Now, while I didn't use much of the block itself, I really wanted to pull the colors from the lime green glazed terracotta. Try saying that 10 times fast, I've already failed so many attempts. So I wanted to bring out this yellow and this lime green in the main wall structures and roofline. They were very, very difficult to work with, but I knew it was something that I couldn't compromise on. If I wasn't going to use the main block, I didn't want to make a repeat of yesterday's build and only subtly hint at it. I wanted it to be the statement piece, and I was going to pull it off no matter how difficult it was. Before putting in any of the major details, I wanted the terrain down first. I feel like in previous builds it's been an afterthought and hasn't really complemented a lot of the structures that I've been building, so for this build I really wanted it to be a highlight more so than a deviation from the focus. I wanted this structure to be up on a terrace so that it could have a little bit of dominance over the scene, and I wanted the terrain to be mostly minimal but also as a complement to the build. So before I went into any details, I made sure that I had this visually laid out. Now it's time for the comment interaction. Down below, would you have preferred version 1 or do you prefer version 2? I'd really love to hear from you guys, and I really appreciate all the love you're showing this series. It means the world to me and has really helped me get over this sickness. Now I just added some basic details in with these arched windows and planter boxes, which I absolutely love these shelved blocks. They're so amazing and they work so well for details. It is definitely something that I am very glad that they added in this update. Do you guys also love shelved blocks, or is this like a builder exclusive thing? Because I swear I saw so much discourse over these not being vertical slabs, but also at the same time I saw so much love for them as well. So what's your guys' opinion on them? Now I added this balcony to this side just to add a little bit of visual depth, but I do think that it looks a little bit like an afterthought instead of something that was intentionally placed. It does definitely break up the flatness of the side, but I think I could have put something there that looked a little bit more solid and grounded. When working on the final plant life and details, I did initially want to have some oak trees in front of this build to break up that front sparsity, but when I put them in, they dominated the space a little bit too much and distracted from the oddity and the marvelousness that was this build, because in the end, it ended up looking really incredible, and I didn't want to hide it behind anything. Now with all that out of the way, that is today's build concluded. If you liked it, please leave a like. I really enjoyed the process of making this and it was definitely worth the redo in my eyes. But with that being said, we'll see you tomorrow and I hope you have a lovely evening. Bye bye.